Hi everyone, I'm Megan and this is Beguiled by Books, where I share short book reviews across various genres. Today I'm sharing 6 of my favorite standalone novels, and these are all new and updated. Let's get started. I love a good standalone novel. It's not a gateway book to a whole crazy 20 book series or some multiverse or something like that. Because while I do love a good multiverse and I love a lot of books in a series, sometimes it's nice to just take a single book and read it and experience that book and be done. It's a beautiful thing. I have done a few other videos on standalone novels. I will link them in the description below so you can check those out. But these 6 are new that I've read, and I'm excited to share them with you. A new favorite standalone novel I have is The Women by Kristen Hanna. I first read this book. I was real uncertain if I was going to like it because it's historical fiction around the Vietnam War, and that is just not my jam. But I loved this book. I absolutely devoured it. I read it in about a day and a half, and it was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. I really hope they adapt this to the screen. That would be phenomenal. And just the prose is incredible. The imagery is incredible. You connect with the characters so deeply, and a fantastic standalone novel. And like a great standalone novel, once you close those books or those pages, you're done. That is the book. You can feel those feelings, move on to something else. One of my favorite standalone novels, and I am shocked I haven't talked about this book before in this context, is The Invisible Life of Addie Laroo. My friend recently reminded me of this because she just read this book, and it is so beautiful. It is powerful. It is quietly dramatic in a good way, not in a frivolous reality TV way, but in a very beautiful real life kind of way, and has a hint of magical realism involved. I love this book. I think about this book way more often than I probably should. It has stayed with me, and I hope it stays with you when you get to read it. A standalone novel that is just a hug in book form is The Wishing Game. And The Wishing Game is so sweet and wholesome. A young teacher who is desperately trying to adopt one of her students whose parents unexpectedly overdosed ends up getting to enter a competition with her childhood favorite author. And how this comes about is so fascinating. And it's all about having good character, and it's all about doing the right thing. And it's just a beautiful, wholesome story. You are in for such a treat when you get to read this book, The Wishing Game. It is so lovely, and I definitely want to hear what your thoughts are if you have read it. And if you haven't, add it to your TBR right now. Starling House is a standalone novel I did not expect to love as much as I did. I'd heard really good things about it when it was published, but then the hype kind of dissipated for me, and I ended up picking it up about a year after it was published. It's kind of this gothic horror novel, but it's really about a tale of trying to get out of a rural and not ideal situation for people who are in poverty. It's fascinating, but it's also got this magical element to it, this kind of mystical, creepy element that I just loved, and a little bit of romance as well. It had all the pieces, and I loved Starling House. It was fantastic. So I hope you get to read it, and I hope you love it as much as I did. A standalone novel I did not expect to think about and love as much as I did is a book called Purin. And this book was, in a word, weird. I still struggle to find the words to describe this book. It's somehow magical and fantasy, but with a very realistic real world twist. I was really surprised and delighted by this book. Piranesi is just a very interesting and kind of weird book. I had a friend who recently asked me for some book recommendations, and after sussing out kind of the vibe he was feeling, we landed on Piranesi, and he ended up loving it as much as I did. I hope you read this book, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. What are some of your favorite standalone novels? I am always looking for more non-series books to read, so please drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And as always, if you like this video or found a book you hope to read, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day.